Everyone, my name is Zakia Ringgold of Natural Soap by Zakia and Live Soap School. If you have been following me along in my Facebook stories or my Instagram stories, you know that we had 46 loaves of soap. I have cut several of them. They're over there now. But I wanted to bring you all in so you could see what it's like to have them go from those really large batches that we made down to the loaves, then down to the bars. On today's Facebook store, I don't know where I'm posting this stuff, but I'm posting stuff all over. So wherever you are watching me, be sure that you are subscribed, followed, like, share, all of that fun stuff, because that is the only way that you are going to know. I can't go live all the time, but I do try and grab some behind the scenes so you guys can kind of stay apprised on what it is that we are doing. So I am going to go ahead and cut our newest batch, which is the sandalwood and vanilla. When I tell you that this one smells so good, it's a great fall scent and a winter scent. But for each large loaf of soap that we did, we ended up with 5 individual loaves this size. So starts out as a really big one, and then it goes down to a smaller size, which is the loaf, which you are seeing here. And then it goes down to the individual bars. Carletta is here, and so is Terry. Let me flip you guys over here. Hey, guys. All right, so this is where I typically am cutting the soap. This table actually has wheels, so after I cut it, I take it around to the side where all of the curing racks are, and I'll take you all there in a minute too. But hey, Carletta, and hello, Terry. So this is a multi-bar cutter. I actually used a loaf slicer to cut many of the bars that I had, but I will show you all that because when we do our sample bars, I'm going to use the individual one too. So I'm going to go ahead and slice this down. Feel like I'm a little too far over. The one thing I do like about my other one, and I'm going to show you this so you can see it. So it does cut like butter, kind of, sort of, or that butter that was in the freezer for a while anyway. So it cuts, and then you can see the inside. Now this inside is definitely going to go a little bit darker. The sandalwood and vanilla has vanilla in it. And so vanilla is known to brown the soap. That's why I kind of chose darker colors. Good morning, Anne. How are you? Good to see you. Love you too, Carletta. All right, so then you just have your individual bars that you can then set out to cure. So it goes from that really large batch, which is it's exactly 30 pounds of soap. And then from the 30 pounds of soap, in that really large one, we end up with the 5 individual loaves. And from the 5 loaves, we end up with about 75 bars per batch. So I knew that a lot of you in Soap Nation were looking forward to seeing us come back. And so what I was doing was I was trying to produce as much as possible because I'm not going to be able to be a full-time soap maker. I still have the virtual experience business, so by doing 8 30-pound batches at a time, I'll always have something on the curing rack. So every day it's not making a batch, making a batch, making a batch. It's more kind of trying to improve the production process, but it actually allows me to also record for Live Soap School at the same time. So I'm doing things a little bit different from the first time around, and it seems to be going very well. Hello, Pampered Sisters. How are you? All right, so I think I'm going to lose a little bit there. So I wanted to come on here for the people that are on YouTube because somebody asked how was I going to cut those really large loaves. So let me show you what I used to get them down to individual loaves and then get them down to these individual bars. So this has been my tried and true multi-bar cutter. My cousin got this for me the second year that I was in business. She said, I see what you're trying to do with the cheese slicer, but sometimes I get a bar that big, sometimes I get a bar that big, sometimes it's a little bit jagged to the side. Hello, Tina. Nicole is here. Carletta is saying genius. I forget how long does it take to cure. So typically, and this is where soap science comes in, guys. So this is a gift that was given to me from one of the students in Live Soap School. I don't know. Let's do a little history lesson, shall we? Yes, we shall. So initially, when I first started, and I'm going to answer the curing question. When I first started making those really large loaves of soap, good morning, Allie. When I would make them, I would then have to lift them, turn them, and slide them through here to get the individual loaves. Nothing wrong with that. It worked. It made for good commentary on the broadcast. And I can't tell you how many times we said, don't drop the soap, okay? So then, this is magical. An entire 30-pound loaf can sit on top of here. And when it sits on top of here, you can just slide this up and down, and it cuts the loaves. If you are following me on Instagram, I posted it over there. Someone said, how long does it take to cure again? Typically, cure time can go from 4 to 6 weeks. And remember, curing is just trying to evaporate some of that excess water. However, you can manipulate your cure time, which is what I did because I knew you guys wanted to order. You can manipulate that cure time by doing a heavy water discount. Water discounts are not for the faint of heart because what will happen is your mixture goes faster because you have a much higher lye content in your water and less, or in your soap solution or in your lye solution. So when you go to pour it into your oils and your butters, it's going to react faster. So you can't be all fancy. You can't be doing all that crazy stuff because you don't have time. That mixture is moving. So I typically do a very heavy water discount so there's not as much water to evaporate out of the bars so that my cure time cuts down from 6 weeks to about 2.5 to 3 weeks with cold process soap making. Good morning, Larry. He says, I love your new shop. And John is just checking like, Zakia, are we live? Is this thing on? Are we recording? You have made it here, John. We are live. I've only been on for a few minutes, but I'm so glad to see you all. And I will get this lighting and the sound a little bit better in a minute, but I'm just trying to, that's huge. There you go. But yes, John, we are live. So we just cut with the multi-bar cutter. Now, my brain said, I want to get back into this soap thing. I want to feel the essence of being a soap maker. So the first night, when I thought I was going to go live, I said, I'm going to just cut these 42 bars, 42 loaves. I stopped. So you can see there's still some loaves up here, but I got over that quickly because it was like the whole sheer essence of cutting it this way. So you saw when I did the multi-bar cutter and we pushed it down. Now with this one, like this is just great for a stream, right? You just, ASMR anyone? So it'll cut it and you have your bar. And because these are measured the same size as the multi-bar cutter, every bar is exactly the same size. This would be good, not for doing 42 loaves. Absolutely not. But for every single one that every batch of these that we did, we have a smaller loaf, which was on the end. And these will become sample. I think I saw Joseph on there. Here is your peppermint. Well, not this one. This is the sample one. But Joseph has been an incredible supporter. And when I was posting, he said, hey, wait a minute. Where's the peppermint? Because I posted everything but the peppermint. And then he said, peppermint. Big K, Bone Maine from Montreal. Hello. So excited. You found me. I'm so excited too. And the kids aren't here, sorry, so it won't be that great of a broadcast. You just got me for now. I just died. That's so cool. Ooh, peppermint. It is here. All right, so now I want you guys to see the time that it takes for doing this. Now, if I wanted to extend a broadcast and just kind of have you here for a while, this would be a wonderful tool because it's going to take us forever to go bar by bar. However, this is wonderful for getting specific measurements. So when I go to do the sample bars, because we will have half size sample bars of the soap, because I'm doing 4 new scents that most people have not experienced yet, and I want to make sure that every order comes with a sample so they can kind of feel it. Did I miss anything else? Bon matin. Oh, something's up there. Good morning. Okay, so I didn't miss anything else. So you just slide your soap over and you can just glide this down. Drea used to watch me on these broadcasts and she was like, sis, we got to help you out there because it's not going as planned. You look like you're on the struggle bus. We can see the sweat beating off of your forehead while you are trying to cut. So this does make it a whole lot better. All right, so as you can see, I'm just going bar by bar, just slide it over, slide it back. Now, this is fancy. Like, if you only had like 2 batches or 2 5-pound batches, maybe even 4, it's kind of therapeutic to kind of watch it go. But as you can see, in comparison, and for my soap makers out there, time is money. The time that it takes you to produce it is less time that you have for other things. And all of that needs to go into your calculation when you are deciding whether or not it's going to be a business. Come back down. So, as you can see, we got the bars here, and then we just slide those down. And I think that took us about maybe 4 minutes because I was running my yappa, as I like to do. And then I will actually slide you guys around so you can see where they all are curing now. All right, so that's the individual one. We will use this one to cut the sample size bars, but for the individual bars, I'll show you that one. We will go back to our multi-bar cutter because it's just 2 pushes down. Watch this. We grab the loaf that we want. So you'll have a real life comparison of why you want a multi-bar cutter instead of an individual cutter. So you lift this up. You place your soap right in there. This does give me a little more waste than the other one, though. I will say that. Because I need to have like a microphone right here so you guys can hear it's like kind of just going through the soap. But that quickly, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 bars instead of the individual action of going back and forth, sliding the soap over. And so it slices them all. They're all uniform in shape. And lift that one and that one. And then we have these 2. I want to get all of these done so I can flip you over so we can see what's on the curing rack, they say. Soap is on the curing rack. So somebody asked earlier about like the curing process or the time it takes to cure. Typically it's 4 to 6 weeks, but I knew you guys were not going to keep waiting that long. So we did a water discount, so there's not as much water that needs to evaporate out of the bar. So you'll get a nice, healthy bar that lasts. And so that's the inside. Can't really see it. Thank you for this. Jamie, you are welcome. Thanks for watching on YouTube is where you are. So here's that one there. So for some of you who are new, I will give you the backstory as we switch cameras. Let me get the angle right over here. I have to change it, and then I have to preview it. Let's see. Is that the right one? I don't know. We'll see in a second. Thank you. All right. And it's telling me, oh, that's pretty good view. Okay, so I will switch cameras for you, and then I will take you over to where we're, girl, I love that device. All the sleepless nights going be gone if I had one. Listen, Ann. All right, so that's where I currently have the soap curing. I'm going to slide this table over so that you'll be able to see how I go from cutting the soap to actually curing it. So we now have the soap sitting here. So then I just take, I took my glove off. I need a new one. And I'm going fast because I didn't charge. Remember how when we used to be live and I would, my battery would die on my cell phone? Well, these cameras actually need to be charged too. So then what I do is I just take the bars and all of them are going to go on this curing rack. I do have a few baker's racks that are coming in. Let me see. Hopefully you guys can see. I might need to turn my thing here. OMG, just perfect. You should see rack. Good morning, youth. Is it youthful nectar? Just perfect. You should see. Your rack is like falling over. And I got these from Home Depot. These were the same ones that were in the dining room before we came over to the soap studio. And I wanted to keep a lot of the things that we had from when we were live over there. So I remember like how it all started and all of that. Now, before these were really, really spread apart. And because they were spread apart, I had to like get up on a step stool to get to the highest rack. And I didn't want to have to do that. Very nice, right? So then I'm able to just put all of the soap here. There is a window here. I may put a dark shade in the window so that the sun isn't beaming right on the soap. I don't use a lot of color as we're looking at this array of color, but typically I don't use a lot of color in soap, but with the sun constantly beating on it all day, it would cause it to fade over time. And so I'm probably going to put a dark shade over there, but I do like it for the natural lighting that comes in here. I need the sunlight throughout the day. It just helps with my general mood and all of that stuff. So this is what I have been up to. As you can see, the peppermint is up there curing. There's still 3 more lobes of peppermint to cut. Can you see that one? No, you can't see. You can't. I'm pointing to it, but I swear it's there. The peppermint is on the top rack up there, as well as the activated charcoal and kaolin clay. Then we have the sandalwood and vanilla, which is what we just cut today. And then this one, wait for it, guys, is going to be, I hate naming masculine soaps. I hate finding the scents for them. I hate naming them. It's just a thing. So we are actually calling this one, ready? Mr. Man. That's very creative, but it's amazing because Mr. Man is the essence of what that soap smells like. Love the idea to just roll the table over to, and my silly self, listen, Jamie, the first night I did it, I would cut them over there and then I would take them bar by bar and bring them over. So after I got this entire row done, I said, well, wait a minute, silly. You got wheels on the table. Use the daggone wheels. So yeah, we learned, but we filled up the first rack before, or we put a lot of soap. We did a lot of back and forth beforehand, before realizing there has to be a better way. Before, when we were in the dining room, I would cut it on the table and then just turn around. And then this can be extended. So there are tracks back here. I'm going to get 2 more of these racks here. This will hold, what I have here will hold 9 of those 30-pound batches. On the other side over there is where, once it's labeled and ready to be shipped out, that's the corner for that. But for all of the air to circulate and for me to see it as I'm coming into the studio in the morning, I thought it would be a really nice place to have all these elements there. So hopefully I didn't miss anything with my back turned to the camera. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab the other 2 loaves of the sandalwood and vanilla, just so we can get that rack completed. But if you have any questions, let me know. I will give you a pretty good update. One thing I will say about going full-time as a business owner, that is nice shelving. Sorry I had to get out for a bit, so I missed if you said the time. Time for this curing for all of this soap will be 3 weeks. Generally, the curing process will be 4 to 6 weeks, but we did a water discount so that we could cure them faster. So they should, in theory, they should still last the same length of time. So what we'll do is I will cut this one again, and then we'll get those up. Now this might even be more time saving. So as soon as I take them off, put them on the rack. Just put them on the rack. All right, so we'll cut it. I need the locks on the table so the wheels don't keep on rolling. Okay. And then we just take it off, show you all, and then we will put it here. So what I have to do is find a bar, not find, but grab a bar of each one so that I can update them on the website. Because I've updated what we have, but none of them have pictures. So before the site goes live, I need to have pictures of what these products are. Although, you guys aren't seeing them. Like I'm kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone here, but I'm missing 1 bird, and that's all of you. So I do apologize, but I'm trying to get her done. Get her done. So there's those 2 there. And I like this. It has like a little bit of a wave. I don't think that that cream is going to stay cream. It's probably going to go to a lighter shade of this. And it'll be in between those 2. I don't know. You can see it. You can see it. I wasn't certain. I wasn't certain that it was going to show on there. And then we just take it and do that. Now, you have definitely streamlined the process. Listen, years of sitting there like, it gotta be a better, it has to be. I know there has to be a better way. And then finally saying, but you know, sitting in, as they were building this space out, I had a lot of time to think about what were those routine processes that I do and how can I have it so not only can I live stream, I should have really planned for the live streaming foremost, because I would have probably set some things up differently. But and the production, because you all know the whole story of the island over there with the top, because it's wood, and it's not really a good idea for your lie to just be sitting on wood. You need, I know, Youthful Nectar is not the same broadcast without her. She comes out of nowhere with just, Mom, do this. Or, hi, guys. Guess what happened? How was your day? This one is pretty. It kind of looks like a little sunset inside. Oh, you can't see. It just looks like a blob on camera. But it looks nicer. It looks better in person. It looks a little different. But what I was saying in terms of, you know, going 100% full-time. I have been a full-time business owner now since July of last year. So we hit a 1-year anniversary, which is always a big deal for small business owners, of being 100% self-reliant on income and all of that. And what I will say is the only thing that I miss is being around people in the office. Because I was doing a lot of virtual events, I did get a chance to like interact with my clients and the people that were on their team. But really, throughout the day, it does get kind of quiet. Although last year was a little bit different because, you know, hashtag COVID and the kids. What about your soap making books? So they were over there. There is one more soap making book coming out that will finally complete the collection of everything I have to say about soap, natural skincare. There is one more. And then I'm also in the I'm in the process of writing a book on how I pivoted during the pandemic and all of the life lessons I learned, because there were plenty of, I think we all learned life lessons during the pandemic. Personal, business relationships, all of it. There was so much in that quiet time, in that time of reflection, and really how I was able to be successful so quickly. But my soap making books are on the bookshelf over there. I think I have one more of these. Oh no, that's the sample one that we're going to cut with the other one. So, you guys ready to go back? Oh, I'll bring you over this way. That was a horrible transition. That was a horrible, but you guys get the picture. Kind of. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Oh, hey, I did pretty good. I need to put like a little X. An X on the camera spot so I know, hey, put the stuff here. All right, I'm bringing the table back over, and then I can flip you. Or maybe I don't have to flip you. You miss the sounds of the office and being around people face to face. Yes. I am kind of sort of a people person when I want to be. Not all the time. I don't always want to be. All right, let me flip you here so I can talk to you there, and then that way I can look this way. But yeah, I do miss that part. John asked about my soap making book. Typically when we're streaming, we will be this way, but all of the soap making books are over here on this bookshelf right here. So at some point I'll give you a completed tour of the space. How will we be notified of the site opening? Well, all of previous Soap Nation Natural Soap by Zakia customers, you all are getting a very special targeted video message from me tomorrow, because there's a password that you all have that will allow you to go into the site before anybody else is able to get in. So look for a video message from me, and then I'll probably text a lot of you saying, it's there, it's there. There is a Soap Nation app, a mobile app that is also going to be available in the next 2 to 3 weeks, where you'll be able to see live streams behind the scenes and also get dibs on any new releases that we have coming out before I live stream about it. So membership has its privileges for sure. I feel like I'm giving you guys clickbait because I said we're cutting soap, but then we're also talking about our newest formulation, which is the body wash. Many of you asked the entire time I made the bar soap, do you make a body wash? And we didn't have space in the dining room for it. I always knew how, I always wanted to, but there was just nowhere to put bottles for liquid soap. So in my crock pot here is the very first batch. And here's a secret. Soap Nation members, you will all be getting a sample of the liquid soap in any orders that you place through November the 25th. But this one is a turmeric, ginger, and blood orange liquid body wash. So it's almost done. I buy handmade. I find it melt easy. I live in a tropical country, so it's hot most days. What's your take? Will body wash come in peppermint? Oh my God. So I didn't initially plan for the body wash to come in peppermint, but I think I have to do a peppermint everything. I don't know about a body butter, but yes, I will make, even if I don't do a large one, Joseph, I will make you your own portion of liquid soap with the peppermint essential oil. But this one is cooking, and I'm going to go to your question, Anne, about it melting. If it's melting, it could be a melt and pour soap, which is a glycerin base, but it still should not just melt away if it's done correctly. But depending on how hot the temperature is for bar soap, remember what I was saying about that cure process. If you have people who are making the soap handmade and they're cutting corners, they're not allowing that entire cure process, because when you allow your soap to fully cure, like this is a bar that is fully cured, it should be rock hard. It shouldn't. Well, I broke it. It shouldn't just do that, but this is a thin bar. But it should not just do that. So if you see it melting, that means that there's probably a lot of water inside of it. But it should be really, now it's tapping. It should be really hard and it should not be able to melt. But if it's 1,000 degrees, that's beyond the melting point of soap. Will body wash, okay, so I answered that question. We also have some lotions that are coming out. They're going to come, not in peppermint. They come in a mini size, and they also come in a full size. Just waiting for the labels to show up for these. So the mini size is an 8 ounce. The larger size is a 16 ounce. So these are handmade as well, but they are herbal infused lotions. So we infused calendula, chamomile, jojoba oil, and we did some shea butter with some vitamin E oil. But I'm not going to use the ones there because I have a very bad habit of using your stuff. So this was my tester bottle, but you know how I test, not by actually pumping it out, dumping it on my hand. But the way this works is you just pump, and it's a very thin. So we'll be offering a lotion, we'll be offering oil, a body oil, and then we'll also be offering a body butter. So you're going to have complete items that you can use for your skincare, for exfoliation, for cleansing, moisturizing, and conditioning. That is all going to be available in the store, and most of it is herbal based. During the pandemic, I spent a lot of time researching the different herbs that are really good for skincare and just overall wellness. And so I've been infusing and learning, formulating, mixing, and just using some of the knowledge that I have of making products to make sure that all of the ingredients that we're using are feeding the skin. I also noticed how clear it is, and I like that. All right, so the liquid soap here, right now, it should be done cooking. I have my little spatula over here. And so at the top, oh, it's clear now. It's clear. It's ready. That's always the exciting part. And some people say, well, how do you know if it's going to foam or not? No, well, number one test is it's foaming at the top before it's even coming out. But I don't know. I guess the best way is to kind of show you as it drips off. It goes to almost a clear color, but it's going to get a lot of its natural coloring from the turmeric that we added into the recipe. So before this battery dies, I just want to say thank you all so much for joining. I'm working on the content calendar so that you'll know ahead of time what our schedule is, when we're broadcasting. If you know somebody who is interested in starting their own handmade business, or they make something else but not sure how to bring it online, have them tune in. And if you're somebody who just absolutely loves natural products, I hope that you will tune in as well and learn a little bit about Natural Soap by Zakia, Live Soap School, and why we always say it is so much more than soap. Welcome to our production studio. I am excited to be back. And be sure to click the subscribe, the like, the follow, the share, and be on the lookout for your email, Soap Nation, for all of the special offers we have for you and your early access for when the store relaunches tomorrow. All right, everybody. Bye. See you later. See you later, later. All right. I'll see you later. Have a good day.